name is Dr. Angela Scruggs, and I'm a licensed professional counselor with a mental health specialization designation. I'm also an approved supervisor for the state of Tennessee, and I work with a wide range of clients from the older folks down to the babies. And I also specialize in working with the deaf and hard of hearing population.
And my name is Chloe Page, and I'm also a counselor here at the Counseling Center. I have my temp license in marriage and family therapy, and I work primarily with children and teens.
Okay, so now that you have survived the middle school age, high school is going to be a breeze, right? Well, not so fast. These years are packed with different types of highs and lows, but we are here to give you some tips to navigate these pivotal years. As your tweens turn into high schoolers, they will start looking more like little adults. However, they are still building social, emotional, and cognitive skills that they can carry into their future. It's through these years that parents often struggle with shifting their parenting paradigm. At this stage and age, you become more like a coach in many cases rather than a parent. Now, don't get me wrong, you are still the parent, but there is a balance between coaching and parenting, balancing directive versus non-directive parenting. And this can often feel like rocket science.
As we consider parenting high schoolers, first, let's turn our attention to understanding common social, emotional, and cognitive developmental characteristics at this age. So, socially, they begin to develop a sense of right and wrong and make decisions based on following their conscience. As a result, you might notice your teen becoming more argumentative. But I want to encourage you to think beyond the behavior and ask yourself, what is my child trying to communicate? Oftentimes, teens have trouble regulating emotions and controlling impulses. This is because part of the prefrontal cortex is one of the last areas of the brain to mature. The prefrontal cortex is called executive function or executive director, which allows you to think, rationalize, control impulses, and make wise decisions. Therefore, in some cases, your teen's emotional dysregulation and lack of impulse control is a result of brain development.
Yeah, and you will see an increase in their ability to reason, think more abstractly, and deal with hypothetical situations and find solutions to problems. But remember, you are their best role model, and when they become dysregulated, you can be a co-regulator for them if you can keep your prefrontal cortex in a calm state, which is much easier said than done. But we can be transformed by the renewing of our minds, and we can do all things through Christ, from whom we get our strength. So developmentally, your teens will also strive to be independent. They are eager to be accepted by peers and have friends. They may seem self-centered, impulsive, or moody, and they don't want to talk as much. Often, these interactions with teens can trigger your past traumas, unpleasant life experiences, insecurities, and so forth and so on. So we must be mindful to respond out of a place of wholeness. Now, because we are human, we will not get this perfectly. Give yourself grace and give your teen grace. Be willing to apologize and model a healthy repair when a relationship rupture happens. And I also love what you said earlier, Chloe. You shared about how do we show up for our kids. Remember, showing up for high schoolers is going to look different than it did when they were middle schoolers. It is crucial that you practice mindfulness and be self-aware, because those areas of frustration you may have with your teen might also be a reflection of a growth area for yourself as well. For example, many couples have heard of the book Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eldridge. In this book, he talks about the crazy cycle that couples get into, which says when the husband feels disrespected, he often responds in a way that seems unloving. And when the wife feels unloved, she often responds in a way that comes across as disrespectful. This madness will continue until one of the other of the couple decides to respond in a different way. Well, the same is true in a parent-child relationship as depicted in Emerson's companion book, Love and Respect in the Family. Think about it. Recall a time when you responded to your teen in an unloving way. Was that triggered by feeling disrespected? Emerson again explains that when a parent feels disrespected, they often respond in a manner that seems unloving, and therefore the teen will continue to respond with disrespect. So, then who does the responsibility fall on to stop the crazy cycle? I know, parents.
A lot of times, however, we cannot give what we do not have. Maybe you did not have a healthy relationship or attachment to your parents or primary caregivers. So, here are some ways we'd like to offer that you as a parent can build and strengthen the quality of this parent-child relationship. Some ideas could be, first, make time each week to do an activity with your child that he or she enjoys. The key here is it's one that he or she enjoys, not necessarily one that we enjoy. Powerful opportunities to connect and learn more about your child can naturally evolve when you are willing to enter your high schooler's world. Next, be curious about how they view and experience their world, their friends, their teachers, their siblings, their classes. It's critical to start this early on, so when they become teenagers, they can't accuse you of being a nosy parent. You would have already established a precedence and an expectation of open communication. And remember, you will get more tea learning this information while engaging in a fun activity with your child. Next, you can model and offer encouragement and affirmations to promote a positive sense of self. Whether you believe it or not, your child is watching everything you do and storing these memories in their neural pathways. Practice active listening and patience with your child's sensitivity around peer concerns, helping them to know that they are not alone. Although it can be tempting to quickly offer advice or dismiss what may seem like a small concern to us as adults. If you are quick to speak and slow to listen, your child may feel unloved or unheard and in turn respond with disrespect. So you could, for example, respond with, "So what I hear you saying is," or "I'm so sorry that this happened to you."
Yeah, and with this being a time of higher sensitivity, try to be curious about what upsets your child and make efforts to repair the relationship when it seems to be a rupture. Apologizing to your child when appropriate can heal deep wounds. Ask about their thoughts and opinions on peer challenges before offering advice. Get to know how they experience situations and then attune to what they are needing from you in that moment. And sometimes it's okay to just ask, how can I support you and what you need in this moment? Do you want me to listen, give advice, a hug, or nothing? Ask for their input on family decisions, such as family rules or plans, to allow them to feel seen and heard. When you do this, it's important that parents already have a structured and agreed on a basic parameter of family rules or plans. Then allow your child to provide input within those boundaries, but also be willing to be flexible and compromise in low-risk areas. We hope this video was able to offer some insights into what your high schoolers may be experiencing, what needs they may have, become more aware of your own emotional triggers as you partner with them and support their development and transition toward young adulthood. Our hope is that you can build a strong and secure relationship that supports the development of a strong and secure child. If you would like to reach out to one of us or anyone here at the Counseling Center, feel free to go to our website to learn more.